Today, we are here to discuss how we can work together to deter violence against Christian communities, prioritizing countering terrorism and insecurity, investigating attacks and holding perpetrators accountable, and reducing the number of killings, forced displacements, and abductions of Christians, particularly in the North Central states. We appreciate Nigeria's close cooperation with us on to defeat these heinous groups. And we have already had successes. Since President Trump's engagement on this issue, the government of Nigeria ordered the recruitment of an additional 20,000 police officers for deployment to protect vulnerable communities. Federal prosecutors arraigned 9 individuals involved in the June massacre in Benue State. The Nigerian government arrested 39 suspects allegedly fleeing Sokoto State after the Department of War authorized strikes on December 25th. With respect to the protection of Christians, the Nigerian government recently secured the release of 38 Christians abducted from a church in Kwara State, and another 265 abducted from St. Mary's Catholic School. This real progress is a direct result of our engagement with the Nigerian government and our partnership together. We are, however, concerned about recent reports that gunmen kidnapped more than 170 Christians in Kaduna State on January 18th. We want to see an end to this kind of violence, and we are here to work together with the Nigerian government with the goal of protecting Christians and their right to practice their faith freely and safely. We call for the government to work with local authorities to find and secure the release of the innocent victims, and to work with NGOs to meet the victims' families' needs in the meantime. Advancing religious freedom and security will help the United States and Nigeria to enhance the reciprocal benefits of our relationship, solidifying trade and economic deals, degrading terrorist groups that threaten our interests, and strengthening health responses, among many other areas. We also hope to identify ways to return internally displaced persons to communities from which they were expelled in the North Central states, and interdict weapons and funding going to terrorist groups, and expand investigations and ensure prosecution, as you said, Mr. National Security Advisor, of individuals and groups committing atrocities. I very much look forward to our working group sessions today and to seeing Nigeria continue to take active, sustained steps to promote and protect freedom of religion or belief for all, and to turn the tide on insecurity and terrorism. Again, thank you very much for this opportunity.
Deepest gratitude to Senator Ted Cruz for giving us audience. Representative Riley Moore. This represents the third high-level engagement by our senior U.S. government leadership since our visit in November 2025 to Washington, D.C. Following 2 congregational delegations hosted in December 2025, and now the working group are here with us. These engagements reflect not only our shared commitment to the protection of civilians and promotion of religious freedom, but also a mature and evolving strategy or strategic relationship grounded in trust, candor, and shared responsibility. Nigeria approaches this engagement as a partner, committed to practical outcomes. We view this working group not as a compliance exercise, but as a problem-solving platform, one that enables both governments to align priorities, address legitimate concerns, and consolidate the progress already achieved. I would like to place firmly on record Nigeria's appreciation for the depth, quality, and impact of U.S. Nigeria military and security cooperation. Since November 2025 engagements, this cooperation has translated into tangible operational gains, enhanced intelligence sharing, closer coordination between US, AFRICOM and Nigeria's defense headquarters, and sustained engagement across our security institutions have materially strengthened our engagement across all areas. Our counter-terrorism postures and situational awareness across multiple theaters of operation have seen improvements, particularly in the Northeast, under Operation Hadinkai, as well as in the Northwest and central Nigeria under Operation Fasang Yamma. These engagements have moved decisively beyond dialogue to action. They have supported improved target identification and operational fidelity, strengthened joint planning, and enabled more effective disruption of terrorist networks and transnational criminal elements. These efforts have resulted in the neutralization of several hundreds of terrorists like never before, the destruction of logistic hubs, and the interception of key facilitators and logisticians. We also welcome the US commitment to timely delivery of outstanding articles of war, such as drones, helicopters, platforms, spare parts, and associated support system procured over the past 5 years, as well as its readiness to support Nigeria through the provision of surplus defense equipment. Importantly, this cooperation has been conducted with respect for Nigeria's sovereignty, thank you, within agreed frameworks, and with a clear emphasis on joint operations, accountability, and the protection of civilians. Nigerians are happy. At the national level, under the leadership of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Nigeria has taken deliberate and decisive steps to confront insecurity. The President has formally declared national security emergencies in vulnerable and high-risk areas, authorized intensified joint operations, and directed sustained deployment of security forces to priority locations, particularly those communities experiencing recurrent attacks on civilians and religious groups, vulnerable communities. These directives have been matched with concrete action. Nigeria is expanding early warning and rapid response mechanisms, developing a national database to serve as a single authoritative source of accurate and verifiable data on death and casualties arising from violence. We're doing it for the first time. This effort will strengthen evidence-based decision-making, accountability, and the effectiveness of security responses. Parallel to this, investigation and prosecutions related to attacks on various communities have been intensified to ensure that violence is met not only with force, but with justice and accountability. Nigeria is deeply plural society, as you can see, and this protection of all citizens, Christians, Muslims, and those of other beliefs, and we have them, is non-negotiable. Violence framed along religious lines is treated as an attack on the Nigerian state itself. Our response, therefore, integrates security operations, rule of law, humanitarian safeguards, and strategic communication, ensuring that operational successes translate into public confidence and strengthen our social cohesion. We want Nigerians to know that this partnership is working, and they are getting the message. Extremely important to all of us. That is delivering tangible gains, and that our collective efforts will continue to yield positive gains. United States is doing an exceptional work in Africa. This is the beginning of it. We are changing lives. We are saving lives. We are making people comfortable, getting back their lives. And we want to thank you for that, genuinely, the entire country, from its leadership to our people. In assessing these efforts, it is important that progress is measured, not by isolated incidents within a complex security environment, but rather on the overall direction of travel. The decision taken at the highest level of government and the institutional capacity being built to prevent, respond to, and punish violence wherever it occurs, Nigeria believes that this is the most responsible and credible basis for partnership and evaluation that can last for a long, long time. We also recognize that our partnership with the United States extends well beyond security cooperation. It encompasses democratic resilience, respect for the rule of law, regional stability in West Africa, and a shared determination to prevent extremists and malign actors from exploiting governance gaps or social fractures. As we proceed with today's deliberations, Nigeria welcomes frank and constructive dialogue. We are open to refining approaches, strengthening cooperation, and ensuring that this working group remains focused on outcomes rather than levels, trajectory rather than snapshots, and partnership rather than perception. We come to this table confident in the progress achieved since November 2025, committed to doing more, and resolved to work with our US partners to deliver credible security, credible justice, and lasting protection for all communities. Finally, I wish to extend my sincere and special appreciation to President Donald Trump for his steadfast and unalloyed support for Nigeria, like never before, as well as to his dedicated appointees, whose leadership has been instrumental in advancing our partnership. Secretary Rubio, Secretary of War Pete Hegseth, and Charge d'Affaires, Mr. Keith. I also wish to extend my sincere appreciation to the members, and we were given a chance for us to explain, and it made impact. All those who we met in Washington, please, our own gratitude to them for giving us that chance. I also wish to acknowledge the entire US mission in Nigeria, wonderful people who have been working even before now. They made us to be better. Their continuous engagement, helping us on every step and direction for us to continue to improve our own way of doing things. We have a very hard-working set of people in their mission here in Nigeria. We want to thank them, their professionalism, and the commitment to deepening the bonds between the two nations. Nigeria values this partnership genuinely, and we value it greatly. We hold America with the highest esteem. We respect the country. We have learned a lot from the country, and we are learning from the best. And we are very comfortable where we find ourselves. We are not going to shift. We know what is good for us, and we are staying there. And we look forward to further strengthening our cooperation in the spirit of mutual respect, which you have been according us, shared purpose, and enduring friendship. I want to once again thank you all, and I look forward to our discussion. Thank you very much.
Open bilateral cooperation, especially between the two countries, as regards the designation of Nigeria as a country of particular concern. You have heard remarks by the National Security Advisor of Nigeria and the US Under Secretary of State for Political Affairs. Therefore, I want to give you a few remarks, and thereafter, if you have any questions, we can then take. Now, this engagement that we have just had represents the third high-level engagement by senior U.S. government leadership since the visit of the Nigerian delegation to Washington in November last year. Now, this also follows two congressional delegations hosted in December of 2025, and we are now having this working group between the two countries convening to work together to see how the two countries can work together to solve the pressing issues on the table. This bilateral engagement reflects not only our shared commitment to religious freedom and the protection of civilian population, but it is also a mature and strategic relationship that is grounded in trust and also in shared responsibility, especially between our two nations. The partnership has been useful, with the US and Nigeria cooperating militarily, but also in intelligence sharing and in general security. And I want to state here that indeed this cooperation has translated into very tangible operational gains. It has enhanced our intelligence sharing. It has also brought about closer coordination between the United States of America, AFRICOM, and Nigeria's military. Of course, this is across all sectors, as you have heard from the National Security Advisor. The US, as we also heard, has committed to timely delivery of outstanding military equipment, such as drones, helicopters, platforms, spare parts, and also will provide associated support system that Nigeria has procured over the past 5 years. Now, the idea is that these meetings will seek to accelerate the delivery of this military equipment and other support that we require from the United States. Now, we want Nigerians all to know that this partnership is working and is also yielding very tangible results for us. We are beginning to see the gains of this very close relationship that we are developing with the United States of America. We want to use this opportunity to tell Nigerians that this cooperation is indeed yielding the desired fruit. We want Nigerians to be patient as both countries continue to engage for the betterment of our two countries and the world in general. On the Nigerian part, we are all aware that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu of Nigeria has since formally declared a state of national security emergencies in more vulnerable and also in high-risk areas. And in the process, he has authorized and asked that there should be an intensified joint operations between all the security agencies and our armed forces. And the president has also directed that this be sustained by the deployment of additional security forces to priority areas to curb this violence. Very important for Nigeria, we want to state that this relationship is also helping in strengthening early warning and also developing a national database to provide a single authoritative source of accurate and verifiable figures on deaths and casualties arising from violence. Of course, this will also strengthen evidence-based decision-making, accountability, and effective security responses. Now, in the past, we have not been able to have very coordinated database where truths and facts relating to those who have been affected by this violence is properly recorded. Now, this cooperation is helping us to ensure that we have this database that will help us in knowing exactly who are those that have been injured, exactly who are those that have been killed, and this in turn will help the Nigerian government to take informed decision on how to curb this violence going forward. I also want to state that the Federal Ministry of Justice of Nigeria, Department of State Services, the police, and all other security agencies are working assiduously together to investigate and to prosecute terrorism cases. Our aim here is to ensure that violence is not only met by force, but there's also in the process justice and accountability so that all can see what is happening. Now, in a nutshell, let me restate that this indeed, the cooperation between of what we are seeing between the United States of America and Nigeria is helping us to forge better partnership so that we can have a more secured and prosperous Nigeria. We recognize the fact that the United States are our friends, and we have been cooperating with them over the years. And the Nigerian government will continue to work with them and other international partners. The aim is to ultimately see that terrorism and violent extremism is defeated and taken out of our soil. Thank you very much. We are working continuously with our U.S. partners. You have heard that these strikes were coordinated together with the Nigerian security agencies and armed forces, and they are working together to ensure that we have a very comprehensive evaluation of this, and details of that will continue to be made available to the press. Thank you.
In the Middle Belt has attracted widespread condemnation, both locally and internationally. The government and the people of Nigeria condemn these attacks in the strongest possible terms. These attacks have led to mass killings and abduction of civilians. We find this unacceptable, and we condemn it. We have the opportunity offered by the United States, our partner, to help us to deepen their partnership with us, to address these challenges and find a lasting solution to the problems and restore peace in the affected communities. And we are taking advantage of this offer to ensure that the vulnerable communities in Nigeria are well protected. What we are having here today is the first joint working group of the United States and Nigeria on how to address the challenges of mass killing and adoption of innocent civilians in our vulnerable communities. So thank you.
Thank you. As you have heard
Of
from
course,
the IG, the police will also
both the
benefit
defense
from,
and the police are going
yes,
to benefit
everybody,
from
all
this
parts of our
partnership.
security agencies.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.